I'm Michelle with two L's, and I'm one half of Forcify Entertainment. Today I'm here to give you my review, my thoughts on the first two episodes of Star Wars, The Acolyte. The new Leslye Headland show that is on Disney+. It premiered last night. Let me give you my thoughts. And first off, I will say this, that I would not have watched the show if I hadn't been asked by a friend of mine to watch it so I could discuss it on his channel. I was not particularly interested to see the show, so I will say that disclaimer. But going into something, I don't sit there and watch anything wanting to dislike something. I don't want to waste my time. I personally believe that time is very precious and something we can't get back. And I don't like to spend my time wasting it on things I don't want to watch. But I decided to go in, give the show give it a chance. So here are my thoughts. And as you see, for those of you who are new, as you see behind me, let's see, I've got lots of Mando stuff. I was a big fan of the first two seasons of The Mandalorian. I enjoyed Star Wars Rebels. So there have been some Disney Star Wars things that I have liked. But I can affirmatively tell you that this is not one of them. If I can give you my quick non-spoiler thoughts on The Acolyte episodes 1 through 2, and then I will move on to thoughts that may carry some spoilers if you care out there. But my non-spoiler review of the first two episodes of The Acolyte is arguably one of the worst written and executed shows I have ever personally witnessed. It was boring, incredibly boring. There was not a single character that I found remotely interesting. It was, for me, quite frankly, I'm hearing some people say the opposite. I think that this looks that this show cost $200 million to make, by the way. I don't really know where the $200 million went, quite frankly. I think this show looks the worst of any of the Star Wars Disney Plus television shows. The costumes literally look like they went to Spirit of Halloween and bought the Jedi costume. That is kind of how this show looks, at least in my opinion. And obviously all of this is my opinion. Yeah, it was horrible. That is my non-spoiler thoughts on The Acolyte episode 1 and 2. It is kind of like I really consider this a fan fiction. I don't really consider this a part of Star Wars in any way. And it really feels a good word for me to use. These two episodes felt so incredibly generic. This story could be told in any universe, and there's very little that really resembles Star Wars, quite frankly, again, in my opinion. This show was honestly terrible. And for those, again, this is kind of non-spoiler. The show basically sets up a young woman that is kind of falsely accused and now let's move into a little bit of spoiler. I'll give you 1, 2, 3. You've been warned if you want zero spoilers for the Acolyte. I doubt many of you care, but okay. So you've got this one girl who's been falsely accused because, spoiler alert, she has an evil twin sister who has been horribly wronged by those evil Jedi that are always doing something evil, because that's what George Lucas, that's how he wrote the Jedi. Such bad people, those Jedi. Can't trust them. Always doing bad things. But that's really the big mystery of the show, because there's not much mystery in who the villain is. We find that out very quick. And might I add, it was very confusing watching it because they basically did a Lindsay Lohan in Parent Trap where they have the same actress playing these two different characters. But here's the kicker. Outside of just the way they're dressed, you can't tell. It was so confusing as to who was who at a point because even their hairstyle is exactly the same. So it's when it's the same actress, it's really hard to know, is this the evil one or the good one? I'm confused at a point. So yeah, so basically the evil sister is hunting down all the Jedi that have wronged her. And again, we are in spoilers. This show is so bad. Literally one Jedi who, by the way, his ability is, I guess he's been in a force coma for like 10 years. I don't know. And he can block all of her many attempts to punch through the force. But this guy willfully comes out of his force coma and drinks the poison that she gives him, because I guess what he did was so awful. Again, what the Jedi did was so terrible that it's worthy of him committing suicide for. We now have a Jedi offing themselves in Star Wars. Yeah, did see that one coming. That would be the bigger shock of these two episodes of, oh, they did that. Okay. That's where we are now. So yeah, you've got that. What's a positive I can say? Again, we're in spoiler territory. A positive for me about the show is that Carrie-Anne Moss's character dies in the opening scene. And why is that a positive? Because I think she is way too good of an actress to be a part or associated with this crappy show. So I was actually happy that she was killed off, so Carrie-Anne Moss doesn't have to be associated with this horrible show, because she is a very good actress and a likable actress in everything she's in. Can we talk about basically the karate that was being done? Since when is Star Wars all about karate? I mean, the guy in Rogue One had some really cool moves that really fit the Star Wars world, but this is, I don't know what I'm watching half the time. And then we get to the Jedi Temple, and something, even going back to Star Wars Rebels, there's always good quotes from the Jedi. There's always those words of wisdom. Of course, really going back to George Lucas and Yoda and Obi-Wan, and them giving these lines of truth and wisdom that resonate with us as human beings. Well, don't expect any of that. This is so poorly written. The dialogue is so bad. It is beyond being able to give you anything that like would actually touch your heart. This dialogue, guys, is so bad that it now makes me think that in the prequels, when Anakin says, "I don't like sand, it's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere," I now, in light of the Acolyte, that line now feels Shakespearean in its writing ability, and it's the way it was delivered, and just the line itself. It is Shakespearean in comparison to this television show, and to the dialogue of this television show. If it is not obvious, there is nothing I enjoyed about this show. And furthermore, the production quality of the show, I hear some people saying a CW show. Yeah, you could say a CW show. I was kind of thinking this feels like something that would be on the Disney Channel. Like back in the day, back when I was growing up, and Disney used to have their Disney original movies that they put on the Disney Channel. That's what this felt like to me, but with Star Wars behind it. That's kind of the quality that I feel we got with the Acolyte episode 1 and episode 2. And from what I hear, it seems like episode 3, buckle up. I told Valiant Renegade, who I'm going on, I texted him last night and I said, I don't think I can watch this show. Like, it's, again, time is too precious. Life is too short to sit around and watch such terribly written television. But yeah, that is my thoughts. I know I'm not usually this negative, but as I say on our channel, I am always honest with our audience and what I believe and what my opinions are on something. And I know on Rotten Tomatoes, I think it's from audience score, it's sitting at like around 45. It's sitting at Rotten as of today, according to audiences, not critics, but audiences. And I'm just going to say, like, for critics, if you really think this is good television, I can't take your opinions valid. Like I can't take you serious anymore. I mean, this is objectively poorly written television and poorly executed television. But that is my opinion. That is my thought. If you enjoyed the show, hey, as we say on this channel, like what you like, and you can't care what other people think if that's what you like. But again, I'm always going to be honest with my opinions on the show. I have already told Valiant that I will watch the 3rd episode. I will go that far, and that's probably as far as I can go with it. So after I watch the 3rd episode, we'll see if I want to talk about it on this channel or not. But yeah, that is my thoughts on Leslye Headland's the Acolyte episodes 1 and 2. What are you guys' thoughts? Share your thoughts below. Are you watching the show? Do you care? Is Star Wars dead to you? I think this show, it is what it is. I've been apathetic with Star Wars for about the last year because I just really haven't gotten very much to get excited about from Disney Star Wars. But this is just, on my personal opinion, this makes Ahsoka look like a masterpiece. It really does. It's that bad. It's pretty horrible, quite frankly. It's kind of stunned my mind, actually, of how poorly written it is. But what are you guys' thoughts on this show? Did you watch it? Do you not care? Is Star Wars dead to you? Share your thoughts below. And if you have not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also give this video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.